Once again, we're live from the Cape Rugby TV studios, and of course tonight's show is brought to you by Hisense, the official technical partner of Cape Rugby TV. Score energy drinks, as you know, they're on board with the Sevens this year, and Dulux Maitland at number 30, Kuba Road, and of course Colortone. We'll tell you more about our sponsors a little bit later in the show, including some fantastic competitions. Whole show lined up for you tonight. We went out over the weekend to go watch Uni Mill play against NTK, and of course last night it was a big match at Aikendale. It was hands and hearts up against Collegians. We'll take a look at the highlights from both matches, and we'll speak to the captains and coaches. Some great competitions as well. And for those of you that have not yet downloaded our app, all right, go to the phone, get your phone, and go and download the Cape Rugby TV app. It's as easy as that. Go to the Google Store, search for Cape Rugby TV, download the app, or go for the iPhone. If you've got an iPhone iOS, go and search for Cape Rugby TV. And a little bit later in the show, I'm going to ask you a question, and you can only find the secret answer on the app, and you put yourself in the mix to win a prize. And that secret answer is on the app. You scroll down to the bottom left-hand corner, and well, it will be revealed for you, and all you need to do is post that answer on our Facebook page. Right, let me introduce you to our panel this evening. Bobby Joubert, formerly known earlier during our Facebook feed this afternoon as Bobby van Jaarsveld, but we decided to stick with Bobby Joubert. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. I can't sing. Thanks to Score keeping us awake at 9 o'clock, Jabs.
Yeah, no, we'll probably be awake until tomorrow morning. Jerome Parwater, nice to have you here.
Thanks, JP. Good to be back.
I've seen the two of you are dressed as twins tonight, looking very snazzy in your Western Province DHL outfit.
Yeah, we keep the province name high, so
keep the province name high. All right, folks. As I mentioned earlier on, we were out at UW, at least not at UWC, at NTK over the weekend. It was a really big game, and I think the nice thing about this game is that Ishmael Dolly and his team and Eddie Turon, they used this once again. They used this opportunity as a fundraising opportunity. One of the kids needed a ear implant, and they used the opportunity, the game opportunity, to raise funds for Young Fun Sale, and by the end of the day they were already on 20,000 Rand. So big game for Union Mill, but once again I think the activity offside of the field was even bigger. Right, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Union Mill, at least not, yeah, Union Mill against NTK. Welcome back, folks. It was, of course, a big game there, Union Mill, NTK. Union Mill, as I say, they've raised more than 21,000 Rand so far. Bobby, your feeling on the game? I suppose it's end of the season, and maybe the game was focused a little bit more on the fundraising.
Yeah, well, that's great because that's what club rugby is all about. But I know Wilbur Crock, and he's definitely arrested a few guys for the relegation game, to keep them fresh and prepared. But Union will definitely coming coming out strong. They had a good season.
Yeah, they've had a really good season. Jerome, your feeling?
Yeah, you can see that it's not the NNK's first team guys there. Like Bobby said, they're resting them.
Yeah.
But one good thing is I'm glad that the grass are back at Unimall. That's one positive for Unimall there.
Yeah, they've done pretty well
Earlier this year there was no grass on that field, so it's looking good. And I think they've done well this whole year, Unimall. So
yeah.
I mean they are on a high, and NNK are struggling a bit.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at the second half highlights, folks. Certainly Union Mill on the up, but as you hear, maybe one of those games where both coaches are playing their cards close to their chest. Right, so it's as we technically things continue here on Cape Rugby. We're of course live, folks. Remember, as I said earlier on, if you want to win yourself a fantastic prize, then you need to download the Cape Rugby TV app and go onto the app. And at the bottom left-hand side, you will see there's a little red icon. There's a little scratch patch. You scratch on that, and there's a secret answer that you need to post on Facebook, and then you will win that prize. It'll be revealed to you. You just need to go to Facebook and answer that question. Also, coming up a little bit later in the show, we'll give you a chance to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. Right, let's go back to the game. Union Mill 79-21 into the second half there. Jerome, second half thoughts?
Yeah, it's good to see that NNK they scored 2 good tries now in the second half, which is good. They didn't give up after a score like that, so they didn't give up. And I must say that for Union Mill, because you could see they still play with their first team. A lot of clubs are mixing players now, but you can see that it's just so what's happening at the club at the moment. They stick together and they still play. I mean, till the end, nobody's leaving. All the guys are playing, and in the second half you could see the bench guys coming up also playing good rugby for Union Mill. So they got a real good thing going there.
Yeah, Bobs?
It's sad to see a guy like a star like Dean Tattersall that's injured. He's also in the Western Province 7 squad, and I'd like to see what he does on the higher platform.
Yeah. All right, folks, got a couple of interviews coming up. Andre Berger, of course, the coach at NTK. Stephen de Toey, the captain at NTK, of course, stood in for Eddie Toronto today, although Eddie did make a bit of a play off the bench. And Ishmael Dolly from Union Mill, and then we did manage to catch up with Ishmael Dolly. In fact, sorry, Stephen de Toey is captain for NTK. Eddie Toronto did play there. Let's catch up now with the coach from NTK.
Was 'n harde ene geweest. Ons span was 'n bietjie gedisoriënteerd omrede daar paar spelers nie kon speel, baie beserings van die spelers moes rus. So ons basies 2 dae gehad om die span voor te berei. Maar in die Millerton het vandag baie goeie rugby gespeel. Hulle het gekom na ons toe want hulle wil graag, ek weet hulle wil bitter graag hierdie presidentsbeker wen. En ja, ons het ons beste gegee. Ons probeer harde rugby speel uit alle oorde uit om dit 'n pragtige wedstryd te maak. En ons het dan gelukkig 3-3 gedruk teen 'n baie sterk hierdie Millerton span. Ek dink die tweede helfte van ons seisoen het na ons breek het ons was daar baie goeie gees gewees in die groep van die eerstes en tweedes. Die afrigtingspan het baie goed saamgewerk. Ons het saam gejal. Eerste en tweede span coaches saamgewerk om vorentoe te gaan dat ons weet ons moes belangrike wedstryde wen om 'n uitspeelwedstryd te kry sodat ons kan bly in Super A.
Andre Berger, at least NTK coach there. Well, he seems quite positive, Jerome.
Yeah, he seems positive, and it's good that he's still positive, and he say that they're playing with young players, and he also took over from Wilbur.
Sort of mid-season.
Mid-season, he took over from Wilbur Croc, so it's quite tough on him and difficult, but he said they still work well together, and he's positive.
Well, I think that's all you can expect. Let's speak now to Stephen du Toit, of course, NTK captain.
It was quite tough though. Look, you could see Unimall, was obviously ready for the game. Their structure was really good. You could see their offense and their defensive play was really nice. Look, NK came here knowing that we didn't come here with a full first side, but we came in numbers and we played our heart out. But yeah, we're prepared. We've got about 2 to 3 weeks now to get back on the field, get the fitness levels back on again, and then taking on Helderberg for staying in the league.
Right, so Stephen du Toit there just speaking to us. Obviously, thinking about the Helderberg game, that's top of their mind now. Bobby, you mentioned earlier on the playoffs or relegation promotion, if you want to think of it.
Yeah, it's important to stay positive, and I think they're going to throw all their energy into that game. It's very important. I don't think they want to drop a league. They did well last year to stay in the league, and they need to do it the same this year.
Jerome, any thoughts on your side?
Yeah,
he smiles to us. Who's a Cheshire cat.
It's gonna be tough on them because Helderberg really, they also had a great season so far, and I know Irvin and the boys there are also working hard behind the scenes to see if they can make it. So it's going to be a cracker of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be big. All right, let's speak to the coach of Union Mill, who's had such a great season, Ishmael Dali.
Yeah, I think our boys did really well today. We haven't tasted victory in quite a while, about 3 weeks, so it was nice to get that W on the score sheet. It was important for us to rock up and actually play some decent rugby for change, and I'm very proud of the way we came out and dominate, I think, all facets of the game. Yeah, it's been a very, very, very good season. It's been very special. I think no one gave us a chance. No one expected us to perform the way we did. But when you have a bunch of players that believe in a specific goal and is willing to put their bodies on the line and work hard, you can achieve great things. And this club can still go from strength to strength, and that's testimony to the hard work that the exec, the management, everyone that has put in.
Ishmael Dali there just talking to us about the... In fact, Bobby, Ish talking more about the team behind the team, so to speak.
The executive plays a big role, huge role. I think it all starts there. If that's not in place, the team on the field struggles, and you can see it with most clubs. You know, if the executive team is not operating at 100%, then the team on the field is definitely struggling, and that's something they're getting right. Definitely, you can see it.
Yeah, Jerome.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was there when they played Durbell, and you could see all the people off the field working, running around, make sure everything is good, and also their match day programs, what they say in their programs and how they do things. They run it very professional. So it's true what he says. That's what make a club.
And you can kind of see then why it is that they've managed to do so well in Super League A. I mean, I think they took their time. They were patient in the last few years, and now Super League A, they've come in. Maybe this is a kind of a model to follow if you're going to make it into Super League A for the first time. How do you get it right? How do you survive?
Yeah, you can't be a flash in the pan. I think it shows you that systems is important. So they tested the systems and they stayed at the bottom, and then when they came up, they were ready. So the whole system was ready, not only the team.
Yeah, that's all about the system. Eddie Theron is the captain at Union Mill. He's been leading from the front for a while. Now let's catch up with Eddie.
Yeah, look, I think NNK has got other things on the brain. The end of the month, so they rocked up with a team, but I thought we did very well. It could have been we went in complacent, thought it was going to be an easy game, but I thought the guys would switch on from the start. Yeah, I know the body's feeling like 100 games. I said this is going to be my last season, but going this season and how well we did, I think there's another one in the tank, and hopefully we can push it a bit harder next year. Yeah, look, every year in the President's Cup we try to bring 4 or 5 under-20s in to play and see how they compete at first team level, and I thought the boys that came in today was amazing, and they really stepped up. I didn't feel they were under-20, and this is just good. It's a good sign for the club, and it's a good sign for where the club's going with the youngsters and the people coming in.
Eddie Theron, brought in a couple of new guys there, Bob.
Yeah, that's good. That's great for the President's Cup. Us at Durban did the same last game, a few youngsters, but next year it's going to be interesting. But next year you play for lock positions in the Pres Cup, so you'll have to go full out.
Theron, jy lag so lekker?
Yeah, no, I'm just laughing at Eddie, but I just want to say to Eddie, if what he say, the body, there's still some petrol in the tank, then he must follow his body and he must play next year again.
Well, he said
if he's good to go, he must go. I know he played more than 100 games, but he can go for the 150.
Well, he said that he still feels that he's got one more in the tank. Yeah, he can go for 150 games. I mean, clearly there's some of the guys have had 200 or 250 games for their club. So go for it, Eddie. Right, folks, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, all right, a case of Score energy drinks, then all you need to do is right now SMS the word SCORE to 33090, 33090, and you can put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score energy drinks. Congratulations to last week's winner, Roland Cox. Roland walks away with a case of Score energy drinks. All right. So once again, that number 33090. And incidentally, if you have forgotten the short code to SMS to Cape Rugby TV, then just download the Cape Rugby TV mobile app. All right, go to the Google Store or you go to the Apple Store and search for Cape Rugby TV. Download the app, and on the phone itself, there's an icon that says SMS. You push the icon, and it'll automatically open the correct SMS number for you that you can SMS into the TV show. So the Cape Rugby TV app, full of a whole lot of things, and including our quizzes. The quizzes are great fun. We'll test your knowledge still on those quiz shows. Right, we'll take an ad break, and when we come back from the break, we'll start taking a look at the match between Hands and Hearts and Collegians. They let it uitgespook, so to speak, at Eikendal last night. A very close game. We're back after the break. All right, welcome back, everybody. As I mentioned earlier on, download the Cape Rugby TV app. A lot of competitions there, and a little bit later in the show, we are, well, in fact, if you download the app, there's a little red icon there, and you can go to Facebook. There's a competition that you can enter, and you have to give the secret answer to the secret prize, and you post that on Facebook and tell us what the prize is, and you could be the winner of that prize. We were out at Hands and Hearts. They were up against Collegians last week. At least not last week, last night. It was a big game for them at Collegians, against Collegians at Eikendal. Lots and lots of fans, and we managed to catch some of the highlights, the first half and second half highlights. It went down to the wire. Massive game, of course, delayed the game to a Tuesday night. Good planning. Let's check out the first half highlights. First half action there, Hands and Hearts and Collegians. Bobby, thoughts?
Funny to see a match on a Tuesday, obviously because of the Eid this weekend. And hats off to the officials coming out on a Tuesday evening, eh?
Yeah, well, I mean, Jerome, tons of people there.
Also the support, yeah. It's but at Hands and Hearts you'll always have, it doesn't matter, come rain or sun, but they'll always be there. And it's good to see that Fabian is still playing good rugby.
Well, both brothers, Fabian van der Vent and
his brother, scored tries there. Their mum must be pretty pleased with them.
Yeah, they are. We've received a couple of pictures of the twins. In fact, we'll try and post those pictures a little bit later. 2013, into the halftime break, Collegians behind by 7 points. They still had a little bit of catch up to do, but Hands and Hearts tries there from Fabian van der Vent, Francois Witboy, Dwayne Festus, as well as his brother John van der Vent, Fabian's brother. Nathan Barry was the referee on the day. Took well control of it. Let's take a look now at the second half highlights. All right, there we go, leading into it then, or at least not leading into it, but Hands and Hearts coming away with a 1 point win, 27-26, absolutely down to the wire. It's the President's Cup bottom 8 quarter final. So, Jerome, I suppose the guys are just playing for a lot of pride at the moment, not necessarily to be playing. I know they're not playing at Newlands this year, they're going to be playing at City Park, but still, this President's Cup thing is something that the guys are playing for towards the end of the season, and it's now playing for pride.
Yeah, it's definitely, and also it's an opportunity for clubs if maybe their season wasn't that good, so there's still something to win, there's still something to play for.
Yeah.
And I think clubs that are serious put the work in. So at the end of the year, they can say there's some silverware in the cupboards, which is good for them. And it's coming back to the second half. It's Collegians, I don't know why they always wait for so long. This whole year is up and down, and I mean they kept Hands and Hearts only scored 1 try in the second half, and but then they started to play it correct with their big forwards, and I don't know why they always in the whole year either they win with 1 point or they lose with 1 point, so they're not as bad as they as it seems on the scoreboard every time. But hopefully next year they'll be better.
Yeah, any thoughts on that, Bob?
But that's all about pride. You can see it there. They were down 13-20, and Collegians came back strong in the second half after having a few soft moments, you know. And a game like that, I must say, Nathan Barry controlled that very well. When he's in control, you can expect an exciting game.
Yeah. Let's catch up now with the captains and coaches from Collegians. We'll first speak to the Collegians first team manager, Hussein Benjamin.
Ja, het was eintlik 'n tawe game waar soos ek sê, maar ons het die kanse gekry, ons het dit gebruikie. Ons het baie foute gemaak en ek dink die resultate is eintlik goed vir ons. Collegians is 'n span wat baie min aan game speel. Ek dink dis ons eerste aangame vir die jaar. En ek dink die manne is 'n bietjie hastig en vinnig uit die weg gekom En die weer was nie so lekker wat dag, die vel was 'n bietjie nat, die vel was 'n bietjie geleerig. So die balhandling was eintlik 'n faktor. En natuurlik die groot dag vir ons nou is die reek wat afkom tussen Collegians en Scottish Kloof. Dis ook 'n groot een wat ons wat voorberei voor. Ja, ek dink die gees vir die tweede helfte van die seisoen het ons mooi deurgekom, soos almal weet wat ons gewys het en wat ons sou eindig het en ek dink almal is baie bly vir wat ons bly in Super League B. En ons het natuurlik geleer nou dat ons moet baie harder werk volgende jaar en ons baie meer doen en ons sal meer moet insit dat ons weer so 'n tawwe seisoen moet hê soos die jaar. Die was 'n baie taaf een.
Right, welcome back everybody there. Hussein Benjamin is of course the team manager at Collegians. Once again, talking about the spirit.
Yeah, and as you say, like it was a bit up and down, but it's up to them. They never gave up because they were at one stage it would look like they're gonna be relegated, but they never gave up. So they did well, and as you say, is hopefully they can start earlier with their conditioning and just keep on working.
All right, folks, stick around. A little bit later in the show, we were speaking to Kevin Kivitz. He's the chairperson over at Tygerberg. They've got a big game in the Gold Cup a little bit later, or at least on Sunday. And we'll also speak to Jonathan van der Walt from False Bay, also in the Gold Cup. We'll get a profile on that as those two teams prepare, not only for the President's Cup, at least for False Bay, but also for the Gold Cup. So two big ones at the same time. But in the meantime, let's speak to Altios Motais. He's, of course, Collegians captain.
Ja, de game was tamelijk tough geweest vandaan. Ik denk albei kanten het het naar ons toe gebring. So ons het lekker groot saam gespeeld. Maar ja, ons het daarom deurgedruk. Maar hulle het gekom ons het probeer keer. Maar gelukkig aan hulle. Ja, dit is altyd moeilijk op 'n oefen aan om 'n wedstryd te speel. Die manne kom uit die werk uit. Ons werken 8-5 skof. Maar die mannen het mooi vir hulle op tyd gekom en so aan. Maar het is moeilijk om op 'n werk aan te spelen, maar die mannen het het geniet. Ja, ik denk dat is die grootte vir ons, vir 'n klub in onze gemeenskap, die reg. En ik denk ons gaan nog altijd voor ons voorberei vir die reg, wat later in die maand is. Maar dit was nice geweest dat waar ons begin het en waar ons geëindig het in die liga. En dit was 'n groot positief as 'n gemeenskap en ook as 'n klub.
Right, welcome back there. You're speaking about the rag already, Collegians. SK Warmers, that'll be a big one for them a little bit later in the year. But I mean, just going back to what you were saying, must be tough for some of the guys. Bobby, I mean, you being a club rugby coach and Jerome not really being club rugby coaching it anymore because he's up at the, playing with international superstars and all. Working, going to work, finishing work, and then coming to play a game. But I suppose it was the same for both sides.
Yeah, hats off to those guys. That's what club rugby is all about, and it's tough. Clocking out at 5 o'clock and then having to warm up and probably play the game at 7 o'clock because they don't have to play at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I must say, I feel for you guys when you have to play against the universities. The students that.
Well, they're also tired. They need to pass, eh?
They need to study.
Some of them need to pass.
Let's speak to Henry Adams. He's been at Hands and Hearts for a very long time and is, of course, a stalwart in the community. Henry Adams is the coach of Hands and Hearts.
Op hierdie stadium is het gaan oor die wen. En ons het maar gekom om te wen en want ons wou graag hier gaan naar die halfeindstrijd toe en dit is waarom ons gespeeld het. Ja, wat gebeur het? Dit was 'n harde een. Hierdie ouens het gekom en ons geweet hulle gaan kom met alles wat hulle het. En maar ons het vasgehou en vasgebyt en as wenners tree ons uit. Ek sou so glo want ek het self gekyk het gesê ek het my afrotter en helparrotter gesê luister die man jy maar lyk of meer mense is as wat dit Sandra is. En ek dink die ouens was seker maar honger om te kom rugby kyk en ook te kom sien hoe mense na dit wen en dis waaroor ons maar almal lief is vir die game. Al gaan dit ook hoe en ek dink dis 'n aandgame met Dinsdag aand, dis ongewoon. Maar ja, ons is deur.
Jerome, jy ken natuurlijk voor Henry Adams.
Ja, meester Kees kom al 'n lang pad al aan al en hy was 'n tyd by EVK ook en hy was baie verwar met Pieter de Villiers. Partykeer hy sommer gesê hy is Pieter de Villiers, so lyk maar baie dieselfde. Maar hy kom al 'n lang pad aan al en hy weet hy ken sy storie en hy is ook betrokke in die coaching education by WP. So ja nee, hy het al baie gedoen vir rugby.
All right, let's go to Philip Monge now. Of course, captained Hands and Hearts last night.
Ja, weer eens een van die games waar ons maar naskrap dit deurgedra het. Eerste helft goed gegaan. Second half het ons toegelaat dat Collisions terugkom in die game en dit gaan maak dat die game so close is. Ja nee, ons kom langsaam om teen Collisions te speel. Ons weet hoe hulle speel. Ons mag absorb wat hulle vir ons bring. En op 'n dag het ons maar op naskrap manier dit deurgedruk. Ja nee, aangame is altyd moeilik vir ons players, want ons weet ons kom van die werke af en so aan te. Maar die ouens het by ons patroon gebly en ons gevat ons wil graag die seisoen op 'n hoë noot eindig. Jy weet, Ensenhaar is maar community club, of het nou deur die week is of wat daar is. Die community kom maar altyd uit, want hulle alles agter hierdie klub van ons, Ensenhaar. Ja, ons volgende game is teen Kraaifontein naby hulle. Ons het vir Kraaifontein hier by ons gewen al. So ons gaan stiek wat vir ons werk en dan wil ons graag in die finaal speel.
Okay, right, folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back, we will be speaking to Jonathan van der Walt from False Bay. They're, of course, getting ready for the Gold Cup. They are also playing off in the President's Cup. They're taking on Hamilton's this weekend. And we were speaking to Kevin Kivitz about their preparation, I think, for against Uitenhage. It's the Gold Cup on Sunday. So a couple of massive matches coming up this weekend. But we will be out. I will announce that in a sec. Let's go to a break. We'll be coming back. We'll take a look at the results from the weekend in Super League ABC and the rest of Western Province Club Rugby. Back everybody, Cape Rugby TV. Right, let's take a quick look at the Super League A President's Cup top 6 quarterfinal results over the weekend. As we know, some monster games are happening at the moment, coming up, but a lot of people are playing for the President's Cup. Let's take a look at the results. Hamilton's 52-7 over Durban. Tygerberg went down to UCT 31-48 over the weekend. And then, of course, in Super League A's President's Cup bottom 8 quarterfinals, Brackenfell 33-14 over Belhar. Union Mill 79-21 over NTK. UWC went down to SK Warmers. And then in the Super League B President's Cup top 6 quarterfinals, Hamlets 29-22 over Kales River, and Helderberg 26-31 went down to Franschhoek. All right, before we carry on with the rest of the results, coming up this weekend, as you know, it is the Gold Cup. On the line with me now, Kevin Kivitz from Tygerberg. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, JP. Thanks for having me on the show.
Kevin, we've been trying to get a hold of you the whole day. It sounds to me like you guys are all guns blazing and ready for a big day on Saturday.
I just came back from a meeting now. We had about 30 people in the meeting tonight planning for Sunday, because we're incorporating a new term, sportainment, on Sunday. We're going to have some sportainment from about 12:30 to entertain our crowd, and we've got the services of Sif and Gezi. And also we've got an artist, Rick Nelson, who's going to be entertaining the crowd up until 2 o'clock when the game starts.
So, Kevin, you guys went down to UCT. Let's go back to the rugby. You went down to UCT over the weekend, 48-31. I mean, you guys have had such a fantastic season already. Was it perhaps a little bit on the mind of the players that it's Gold Cup and not President's Cup?
No, what we did was, after we made, when we qualified for the Gold Cup, we then had to go and decide what competition is going to be important for us. And then there was quite a few players that had some legals that we put in quarantine, and we got them ready for the weekend. Yeah. But we fielded a very strong team on Saturday. However, we never able to get one over UCT. We've not been able to beat UCT for the past 3 years. and they brought a young team as well, but they just have won over us. So well done to UCT.
Okay, let's go back to the Gold Cup. It's Uitenhage on Sunday. You've got an entry there as a wild card. How do you guys see your chances in Gold Cup this year?
We are quietly confident to make it at least to the quarters. And so we've worked out if we win our 2 home games and 1 away game, we should make it come to the quarterfinal. And once in the quarterfinal, it's a knockout competition. Anything can happen.
Okay, so just go back to Sunday. You're calling it sportainment. A lot of activities there. Starting at 12 o'clock, you say?
At 12:30. So the gates open at 11:30, and at 12:30, we're hoping to get the crowds in so that we can get behind the team, watch them warm up, and just motivate them and pull them through.
Ticket prices, how much it costs to get into the gate?
20 Rand
20
for
Rand.
adults, 30 Rand for the grandstand, 20 for cars, and 10 Rand for kids and for pensioners.
All right, well, it sounds like it's all doable. No reason not to come out on Sunday and have a bit of rugby fun at Florida Park.
Yeah, just one thing. We're trying to alleviate the rush on Friday night between 6 and 8 we'll be selling tickets, pre-selling tickets at the club, and as well on Saturday between 11 and 3 we'll also be selling tickets at the club, just to try and avoid that long queues and rush, because with the Grand Challenge final we had quite long queues, so we're trying to avoid that.
All right,
so people can come out and pre-buy the tickets. Good
planning there. Kevin, well, we'll see you guys on Sunday, Gold Cup. Best of luck.
Thank you, and to all our spectators, please come out and support our team. Thanks, JP. Have a good evening.
Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you to your viewers.
Kevin Kivitz, of course, chairperson at Tigerberg. Jono, it's going to be monster for them. You've been in this. We've got Jono van der Walt coming up in a second or so. Bobby, you've been in this picture before.
Kevin Kivitz doing a great job for Tigerberg. I think he's the guy keeping that club together, most definitely. And what he's doing behind the scenes for that club is immense. And you can see it with Ricky and his team on the field, definitely.
All right. Jerome, enige gedagtes aan jouw kant?
Yeah, no, I don't know why Kevin, I see they said they're going to start selling tickets from Friday. So why not use CompuTicket?
Yeah, one of these days the clubs are going to have to start thinking about that. All right, let's take a look at some of the other results that came in over the weekend before we get Jono van der Walt on the line. He's going to join us any second now. Right, in the Super League C President's Cup, top 6 quarterfinals, Busy Bees went down to Langa, 32-7. Scottsdene, 45-12 over Goodwood. Macassar in the President's Cup bottom 8 quarterfinals, 46-26 over Hamburdiers. Strand, 46-24 over LC. Strand United, 79-31 over Young Stars. Meanwhile, in the Promotion League, Blue Stars 26-15 over Masiphumelele. It was a win for Noordlikers over Van der Stel, and Retreat went down to Blue Jets. All right, Jono van der Walt will be joining us in a second or so. But I think, folks, for those of you that want to know where we're going on a Saturday, Young Wesleys are up against Manenberg Rangers. It's going to be a monster match at Young Wesleys. Both those teams have had a fantastic season. That is our pick of the week. All right, we're just trying to get Jono van der Walt on the line. Bobby, what will the guys be focusing on now in the Gold Cup itself? I mean, you're playing against teams that you've never met before. You maybe have a little bit of video footage, but it must be tough.
That's the tough part, because you don't know your opposition that well. So you might have one DVD, but maybe in the beginning of the year, so you can't really go on that. You need to concentrate on what your strengths are and your weaknesses, eliminate most of that, and just concentrate on what you want to do for the match. Don't concentrate on the opposition. I think that's key.
Yeah, Jerome, your thoughts?
Yeah, one good thing is they were also resting a few players, because it was a tough season for them. They did pretty well. They had some tough games, so it's good for them to rest some of their players, some of their key players against UCT, and it's just all about keeping their players fresh. And I think they can't do a lot of things now, because they need to keep their players fresh, and it's more mentally now to prepare them to play this game.
All right, folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, hopefully we'll get Jono van der Walt on the line. We'll be back after the break. Right, welcome back everybody. Just a reminder then to you that have just joined us, the Cape Rugby TV app. All right, new app. We've just launched it. It's been live for a couple, but we've kind of kept it secret, but all the downloads are starting to come already. Bobby, I see you've downloaded the app.
I have.
All right.
I'm still struggling a bit with it, Jabs, but only because I'm not good at technology, but
don't worry,
I'll get it.
Once you see Jerome's phone, you'll be feeling like Bill Gates. You'll be tech master because Jerome, I don't think his phone can download the apps. All right, let me give you a little bit of a heads up. All right, so if I open up the app, which I absolutely love the fact that there's all these competitions. Firstly, there's all the videos, all the Cape Rugby TV videos are on the app. So that's then there's all the news. So we post the news wherever we can. There's a share it option for the clubs out there that want to post their notice board. In fact, I'm going to go to the notice. The share it, air it. You know the campaign that we run, the share it, air it, where the club shares the information and we air it on TV. Let's quickly take a look at some of the activities that have already been posted on the app that we can mention. So there's activities. Villages and hamlets will be hosting. Now, this is people that have posted via the app to Cape Rugby TV. So any club that's got a bit of news, or maybe wants to publish something, you go to the app and you just punch in your details and you send it through to us, and we can publish it via the app or on TV or on Facebook or on Twitter or pretty much anywhere. But some of the comments that have come in, Villages and Hamlets will be hosting a Friendship Day curtain raiser. That's ahead of their match. Borsey Clarks and Gavin Passons are both playing in that Friendship Day. Tygerberg, of course, hosting Progress Uitenhage in their Gold Cup opener. There will also be a live performance from Sivan Gezi, as you heard from Kevin Kivitz earlier on. And on the 15th, Masi Pumulele is hosting their local band, Me and Mr. Green, as part of their fundraising efforts for the family of Steve Jacobs, who sadly passed away, as you know. And on the 23rd of September, Excelsior and Strands play their Rag Day in Clutterville. Right, folks, so all of those posted came in the app. So there's a share it, air it button here that you click on, and then you can share your club stories, and we will then publish that for you. A couple of other features, of course, results and fixtures. There's games that you can play. Now, Bobby, you think you're a club rugby expert, so I want you to go to the app, and you go to the games section, and go test the quiz. Because what it does is gives you 3 things there that in fact, you are on the quiz. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't have. I've just given away one of the answers. Because in one of the quizzes, what we do is we ask you to identify the person. Okay. And then, folks, there's a bunch of names, and you must now guess the person. But it goes a bit further. There's another quiz that we show different club fields, and you must guess which club it is. So if you think you're a real club rugby expert, and then it goes even further and gets even tougher, where we have all the club rugby badges, the logos. Now, if you think you know your club rugby, can you guess the logo, the club name? So then there's, of course, various things like pictures and tweets, and our sponsors are on there as well. But tonight, if you scroll down the bottom left-hand corner, look for the secret button, post the answer to the secret question on Cape Rugby. We're just trying to get either Jonathan van der Walt or Snoop, Graham Knoop on the phone. As soon as we get one of them, we'll cross to them. But in the meantime, let's just quickly take a look there. It's, of course, Tygerberg that sent in a fantastic poster saying that they come and join us on the 10th of September, 2 o'clock. As they welcome Progress Uitenhage, as Kevin said earlier on, 30 Rand at the grandstand, 10 Rand for kids, 10 Rand for pensioners, and 20 Rand parking. Various food stalls, special guests, dancing competitions, beer gardens. So it's all infotainment. Don't forget that there's a rag also between Excelsior and Strand United. That's on the 23rd of September. That comes a little bit later in the year. And some more of the comments that came in via the app from Wilfred Fortain. Something they saw over the weekend from a diehard Franschhoek rugby fan. Zeno Davids on his t-shirt says, although we're young and yet to learn from yesterday's suffering, all through pain we realize strength. There shouldn't be no mountain before you, only clear skies and sunshine. One team, one spirit, Franschhoek of Nux. Alice Michaels also posted on the app, Elsie's Rivier United will be celebrating their 25th anniversary together with the presentations of their trophies dance on Friday the 30th of October. That's at the Goodwood Civic, so you can get down there. And then Fabian van der Met Vent, a family sent in congratulations to the Van der Vent brothers who scored 26 tries between them to help the Rainbows retain their place in Super League B. All right, folks, let's quickly look at the fixtures coming up over the weekend. It's the President's Cup top 6 semi-finals now. So now we are down to the last couple of numbers to see who's going to be playing in the semi-finals. False Bay up against Hamiltons. It's going to be a cracker at Philip Herbstein, and then Stellenbosch play UCT. Jerome, let's quickly take a look at this. False Bay playing Hamiltons. They're playing 2 games. the False Bay is first playing Hamilton's. That's a 1 o'clock kicker from what I understand. And then right away after that, False Bay is playing against Roses from Boerland. How on earth is Jonathan van der Walt going to put two teams on the field at the same time?
No, well done to them, JP. You can just see the depth that's in the club. I mean, they to still make it where other clubs are like saying like we can't field another team because we're resting players in them.
Yeah.
But they still up, and it's going to be a tough one for Hamiltons because their youngsters is going to prove to Jono that they can play next year in the senior team or whatever. But so well done to them.
So Bobby, which one is he putting on first against Hamilton's strong team, weak team, first team, second team, or is it going to be Roses United? Strong team, first team, second team. How's he going to do it? Because he's obviously not going to play everybody. I mean, he's going to need about 50 guys for the game.
It's all about Gold Cup. He'll test his depth against Hammies.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think Hammies should take that one, and then the main game is the Gold Cup game.
All right, let's look at the other game now. Also, Super League game, monster game, Marty's UCT. Jerome, this is traditionally a derby match. What do they used to call it? In fact, intervarsity.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it used to be even better because you had home and away. So UCT, Stellenbosch used to play each other twice in the year. Now they only play once a year. Marty's have been putting points like 150 points a game. In fact, for those of you that don't know the statistics, Marty's have, in fact, only had like 146 points scored against them. Did you guys know this? 146. Yeah. Only 146 points scored against Marty's this year. And for every point that was scored against them, they scored 1 try.
Yeah.
Did you guys know those stats? 146 tries Marty's put on the board. They've scored more than 1,000 points this year. UCT, derby match, intervarsity or not, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. That one. UCT has got a fairly young side. I know SC, the coach, said they're busy preparing for next year's Varsity Cup. And Stellenbosch also, and they are on a high. So there's going to be a tough one. I think there's going to be a high-scoring game.
Any thoughts on your side, Bobby?
I think it's going to be a cracker of a game. Been speaking to a few coaches at Stellenbosch, and they in prep for February for the Varsity Cup. So they're resting a few guys and then going into the off-season. So I don't think they're going to field their top 20-25 guys. With that being said, 1,000 guys in the club, they will field a decent team, but I think it's going to be a good match. UCT is playing good rugby.
Talk about a little bit of depth there. You got some depth. You got 1,000 players to choose from. In fact, I think Marty's the biggest club rugby organisation in the world. So yeah.
Should be.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other fixtures then. It is of course in Super League B, Villages and Hamlets. Both these teams and St George's and Franschhoek playing it out. Hulle spook het uit now to make it into the President's Cup finals, because after this, the winner of these 2 matches is going in. So it's either Villages and Hamlets, St George's, Franschhoek. Two of those 4 teams are going to be playing in the finals. Jerome, Villages had a good season. Hamlets has had a good season. Villages just came away from a match against Hamlets. But I see Bossy Clark and Gavin Passons are both playing in the side. Now that's going to be an outfit.
I know Bossy was still playing, so I don't know when last Gavin played. So yeah,
that's Bossy Senior.
No, I don't think it's the old man.
I think it's the old man. Is it the old man, guys? Bossy Senior?
All right. I don't think so. I hope not.
No.
They have a lot of ambulances at that field.
Bossy Clark could still probably play a few people, rings around a few people. Anyway, it's going to be a big one. St George's, Franschhoek, also going to be a cracker, Bobby.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracker. I liked Franschhoek during the season. They used to be up and down, but they were more consistent this year, and I liked that about Franschhoek.
All right, let's take a look. Super League C, big ones up as well. Vineyards and Langa playing at Daljoosefat, and All Saints up against Scottsdene. So big games there. Once again, those 2 teams will, 2 of those 4 teams there will be making it into the finals at City Park. So it's going to be extremely big. We're looking forward to that. Let's quickly look at some of the other fixtures before we wrap it up then. As Macassar and Strand United in the Super League C President's Cup bottom 8. Cullimore and Strand bottom 8 as well. And then in the Promotion League. Now this is where it starts starts to get really hot. These games are extremely important. Young Wesley's Manenberg Rangers, Maisi Phumelele and Noordelijke's Caledonia Roses Blue Stars, and Blue Jets versus Van der Stel Evergreens. Okay, folks, so those of you that have just joined us or are not sure where we're going this weekend, Young Wesley's Manenberg playing at Philippi. Philip and the guys and Tariq van der Ros, Philip Daniels, of course, from Young Wesley's, Tariq van der Ros helping out at Manenberg. It's going to be a monster match. You want to get down to a good rugby game on Saturday. Both these teams have had a fantastic season so far. Then it's at Philippi, in Philippi, to go at the Young Wesley's ground. So get down and check that out. Let's look now at the other fixtures coming up. Well, in fact, we've got fixtures in the Study League as well. Temperance and Progress, Tech and Western Zebras, Police and Young Ideas. In the Northern League, Stelco and Blakes, another derby match at Idas Valley. And Eerste Rivier and Kailicha, Delft and Imekawi. And there we can see the poster that's come in from David November. Derby time on the 9th of September, Idas Valley Sports Ground. Now, folks, if you've never been out in that neck of the woods, Blake's is, of course, the old Clutiesville. The stadium is just down the road from Idas Valley. It's a hop, skip, and a jump away, and this is going to be a massive, massive, massive game. Southern League second round fixtures, we see Titans up against Atlanta, Silverleaf and Rocklands, Peninsula and Thistles. Simonium's up against Allendale in the Paarl League top 5, Riverstone's in Lower Paarl. And then in the Paarl League bottom 6 at Young Standards and Violets, Young Gardens, Peril United and Windmill United up against Albions. Bobby van Jaarsveld, thanks for joining us. Any specific games for you this weekend? And quickly, the sevens in 15 seconds.
Sevens is going great. I'm very happy with the squad's basic skill and gym abilities. This coming Monday we'll be having a contact session against UWC in prep for them as well, for the USA and all that. So then we'll see what they can do in the contact, and then we'll narrow down the squad again. But quite happy. And then end of October we might have 1 or 2 under 21s assisting the young squad, just to give them some authority.
Sounds like you're having a great fun. You're sitting there sevens. Talking with a smile.
Sevens is fun.
Yeah,
it's my off season. Sevens is off season.
Jerome, a pick of the week game for you. Where do you plan to go? There's so many choices.
Yeah, I wish I was here. There's so many rugby.
Oh, here we go again. He's traveling.
Now I'm going to Bloemfontein tomorrow. We're playing the Cheetahs
of course,
on
under
Friday.
21s.
So we're busy. I'm busy this weekend. Yeah,
well,
but
we
I wish I could be here because there's a lot of rugby here.
Yeah, Bobby, thanks for joining us. Good luck with the sevens. We're looking forward to that. Of course, the Score Sevens is coming up a little bit later in the year, and there's going to be a lot of excitement there.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, Jabs. The Score Sevens is going to be great. Always 1 or 2 youngsters coming through that program. Great initiative.
Yeah, I like it. Jerome, thanks for joining us, and good luck for tomorrow with under 21s.
Yeah, thanks, JP, and also good luck to Valsby and Tygerberg. I think and I know that they will keep Western Province name high.
Flying the flag. Yeah, so absolutely. Tygerberg, False Bay, flying the Western Province flag in the Gold Cup. We wish you the very best of luck. Cape Rugby TV will, of course, be at the Gold Cup on Sunday at Florida Park. Just a big thanks to our sponsor, of course, Hisense, that's on board as our technical partner. Score, our energy drink supplier to Cape Rugby TV. Dulux Maitland up at number 30 Coburg Road. You've got to get down there. They do all the best deals for you. And Colour Tone on board with Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Stay live, and don't forget, download the Cape Rugby TV app and share all your information, and we'll, of course, put it on TV. That's a wrap from us. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.